We are back, and Zena's still with us, and Greg is with us, and we threw Jay out because we're talking about animals. So we have Abby Bird with us, and we're talking a little bit about as we age, end of life, and animals. Are there three things that could be more fun to talk about and really interesting? Talk to us, Abby, about what you do with Hospice Care of the Lowcountry.
Oh, several things with Hospice Care of the Lowcountry. One of the things is the Pet Peace of Mind program. And the Pet Peace of Mind program is a national program where they get a not-for-profit hospice gets a grant to help people keep their pets in their home while they are on hospice. Think about how difficult it is for someone in hospice care with a caregiver coming in. Sometimes family is around, sometimes family is not available, and they have a cat or a dog that they can no longer adequately care for.
Can I ask Zena a question for this?
Yes.
Do you ever do pet care?
Yes.
Why, okay.
Yes.
So that
We walk dogs and feed. I mean, of course.
Why is it so important for the patient, if you will, or the person to have their dog?
Oh, pets provide an enormous amount of therapy and comfort. It's the continuity of having that pet in the home, an animal that they've already had and they've shared love with.
Okay.
To be able to continue to have that comfort, and it said that continuity, that stability, that love, that affection. Pets, every study that's ever been done with a pet shows that it actually comforts the person. In some cases even helps them to stay healthier, to have them live longer.
Look at all of us are like,
that.
yeah.
Like companionship, you know, especially if you're alone.
Yeah.
I hadn't even thought about that, being alone. Does an animal really add
Oh,
another
it does,
dimension?
It does. And in the Pet Peace of Mind program,
Okay.
much like what you provide, what that also does is a volunteer comes in from hospice and can either walk the dog, change a cat litter box, but also very often the care of the pet has not always been adequate. And the program provides for the volunteer to take a dog or a cat to a veterinarian,
Oh my
to
God,
a
I had no
groomer.
idea.
And because Hospice Care of the Lowcountry has received a grant for this, much of the expense can be covered under the grant. Obviously, if the person is able to afford the care, that would probably come first. But in some cases, people in hospice can't afford the care, and that's where the Pet Peace of Mind program comes in. The nice thing about this is that the volunteer doesn't even have to own a pet themselves. So this is something they can give back to the community and say, I'll go walk dogs. I no longer have a dog. Or I love cats, but I don't have a cat. So they can really provide that as a volunteer, as a service to the community.
How did you get involved in this? You've got all kinds of little...
Yeah, well,
Offshoots.
Darlene Schutz and I from Hospice Care of the Lowcountry go way back, and she found out that I was doing training under the Canine Good Citizen program to bring dogs into area assisted living programs.
I brought one for you to practice on.
Yes,
Yes.
so maybe need to be a little bit older, but we can start certainly talking about that.
Yeah.
And she had, at Hospice Care of the Lowcountry, knew about the circumstances with the elderly and said, you know what, this is a therapy. This is something to bring joy and comfort and stability.
It's a real life intervention.
Absolutely,
Yeah, okay. All right.
and why don't we add that into the services we provide as Hospice Care of the Lowcountry? So she contacted me, and we started a program, and I'm proud to say that over the years of doing this, and I can't actually remember how many years it is now, I think it's 8 or 9 years, I've actually trained over 200 dogs for the program. Now, many of those dogs are gone now. Many of the people are gone or moved away.
Are there dogs that are better suited for therapy than others? I mean, is it little dog, big
Not
dog? Is
by-
Kaz a good?
Kaz is a great...
That's a big old Great
Let me
Dane.
explain
That's
why
Darlene's
Kaz,
dog.
who is a Great Dane, is a great dog for the program, as is your small dog.
Okay.
If I'm sitting here or standing in a walker or in a wheelchair, I can just go like this and pet Kaz.
Oh.
okay? Whereas
Makes
in your
sense.
dog's case, we would probably bring them
Okay.
up to a lap or in a chair next to you. All sizes are welcome for both the Hos-Pets program, which we haven't discussed yet, but that is our therapy program at Hospice Care of the Low Country.
At what point do you encourage people to get their animals trained for that, or what are some of the training techniques? Or
Well,
things?
it's a great question, but it begins with one thing and one thing only, and that's temperament.
Okay.
If
Oh,
the
good point.
temperament of the dog is not adequate, doesn't matter how friendly that dog is, how much you love the dog, how much that dog loves you, but the first test is temperament. Is that dog controllable, not jumping all over people, but does that dog like attention from strangers? And then we go through the rest of the process to answer your question, which is behavior and obedience. So to train a Hos-Pets dog, you have to have all three things: the right temperament, the right behavior, and adequate obedience skills.
She's good. You've got to have. Yeah, exactly.
So wait, you can bring your own pet to you and help people?
Yes, we put them through a program, which is Canine Good Citizen program. Some dogs actually go further into the system to go to hospitals, but through the Hos-Pets program, we visit, I can't remember the exact number, but I'm going to say it's roughly 17 area assisted living, physical therapy, nursing homes, etc. But those dogs have all gone, or mostly gone through a
Exactly.
training program and then become certified, and then they go through an orientation with hospice to make sure they're ready.
Well, thank
to
you,
go
Abby.
into.
That's awesome. I appreciate you joining the show with us, Zena. Appreciate you being here, Abby.
Thank you very much.
Thank you all for joining us here on the Senior Network, where senior care experts come together. See you next time.